Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently, well, apparently in this. What is going on here? Revolutionary Krakow is attacking Austria. Good luck. We're out on that one. Yeah, hard pass on that. But we're making a good amount of money right now. We've got our economy in recovery. Things are looking good. What we need now more than anything is population. We're growing at about 1.5% per year, which isn't too bad. We do have a bunch of these munition plants about to finish up, and our income is going pretty well. We could think about going down to very low taxes. We'd still be making a little bit of money. It wouldn't be much. We would be making a little bit. But are we expecting to have standard of living decreases right now? Honestly, kind of no. But we do need to deal with this market access. That should automatically be... Actually, no, it won't, will it? We're not currently auto-expanding due to our worker shortage. That's right. So if we come in to, say, Posen... where is Posen? I don't actually know. It's around here somewhere. It's somewhere... Here it is. Okay, so these guys are the guys that just rebelled. That's right. And their railway has 4% employment. They have size 17, which means 425 infrastructure. But that is reduced by throughput due to the fact that their employment is so low. So if we come in here, we can see they do actually need more infrastructure than they have. So we're going to need to build at least one level of railway here. 425, so we need, I think, 2 levels of railway. Minimum 2 levels of railway. We should actually probably build 3 here. So we'll get those queued up. Then up in Pomerania, they're using 246, and they currently have, if this was full out, 225. So we should build 2 levels of railway in Pomerania. Was that 1? I think maybe. No, Pomerania plus 2. We're good. So in LB, what do we got going on here? 102 infrastructure being used, and the overall amount, 250. We should be good in LB. Nothing needing to be done there. Let's then take a look through here. So Franconia, or is this in North German Saxony? This is in Franconia, I think. Yes. Okay, so checking in here, we have a total production of 100 infrastructure. So we need at least 4, and we should build like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's a lot of peasants here, so that should be good. We're already building one in Württemberg. Let's take a quick look at that too. So our current production is 375 plus an additional amount. I was thinking the amount was 25. Am I correct on that? 25 infrastructure. Yes. Okay. So we are currently getting 25, 487, and then this was, again, 375, so 400. So we need like 4 additional levels beyond this one. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in Bavaria, we are at 189 being used, and we would optimally produce 75. So we need at least 5 levels of railway. Bare minimum. Okay, so there's that all underway. Beautiful. Let's get that produced. And now that that's done, I would like to go back into here. Well, first off, let's get our paper mills set up correctly. Apparently they're not. Okay, our synthetics plants. Our motor industries are somehow not set up correctly. That's exciting. I don't know how that happened. Arms industries. I think that one we finished a tech for. Urban centers. We should probably... I'm going to try running electric street lights and see what happens. Okay, power plants. We want to stay on coal-fired. And then publicly traded. There we go. I'd love to go to oil-fired. I really, really would. But we just can't. We simply can't. So this is all good, and I wanted to auto-expand our... Well, actually, there's a bunch of things here that aren't set up. Okay, so chemical fertilizers, compression ignition tractors, mechanized slaughterhouses, barbed wire fences seems okay, refrigerated rail, diesel pumps, dynamites, steam donkeys, rail transportation, electric sawmills, chainsaws. That all looks good there. And then here our railways are going to be on steel passenger carriages, and we're going to auto-expand them. Okay. There we go. Beautiful. So we'll get all of this construction underway. At this time, we definitely could think about dropping our taxes. Would that bump us up a legitimacy level? It would not. Okay. So we're still chilling in the contested government. For the time being, that seems okay. Our law enforcement investment just went up, as did our workplace safety. That's very good. Very good indeed. So the number of radicals, we are hoping to see this tick downward. It's holding fairly firm, but it is going a little bit down. Cool. Okay, so that's all good. And then if we look at this, we can see that we still do have some unemployment and some peasants. So expanding seems okay, but the question is, are these guys of a culture that's not allowed to migrate? Because we do have migration restrictions. Enact no migration controls would be nice. That would actually be very... Well, there's our health system investment going up, actually. So now we're at 1.66 annual projected pop growth, almost 1 million per year. That's very good. Very, very good there. Women's suffrage is about to be enacted here. Cool. So that gives us 15% workforce ratio and 33% dependent enfranchisement. The Junkers and the trade unions oppose that, but that's fine. The radicals will come from the evangelicals. To be expected. Okay, so at this point, if we look in here, that's a lot more peasants, not really a lot of unemployed coming in. I would have expected to see our... Well, maybe it'll drop over time. It may take some time for our dependents to drop here, but I would have expected to see that. Okay, so... Call for women's suffrage. Oh, we need to be in an election campaign period. So, when is our election going to be? Probably not for a little bit yet. Next election, 28 March 1924. Okay. Looks good. So that's absolutely fine. We could definitely go for no migration controls. That'll radicalize the petite bourgeoisie. And the trade unions and the rural folk will both oppose that. The industrialists will like it. I feel like this isn't really worth it, because 17.4, 39.8. That's not great in terms of approval. However, what is great is our current level of income. Let's drop our taxation down to minimum. Beautiful. And we're also watching our amount of credit just plummet here. So our interest payments are going down. That's absolutely fantastic. We're really, really glad about that. And we should be seeing this market access in these areas begin to improve. In theory, anyway. So we are doing a lot of construction, no doubt about that. But it'll be a little bit before the railways come online. So that's fine. Our GDP is continuing to climb up despite our market access in a lot of locations being low. And that's really good. Insufficient taxation capacity in Silesia. We should definitely do something about that. A government administration over in Silesia is definitely something that we look to put in. Because if we look in here, yeah, minus 1.5% tax collection there. So a government administration there will be absolutely great. That'll give us additional taxation capacity in that area. Beautiful. What are we currently doing for our decrees? Consumption taxes. That's right. We're running consumption taxes right now. We should probably think about dropping some of those. We can't really get away with all of them. But as long as they're below, say, 25k, I think we'll drop them. There we go. I'm not really interested in running violent suppression right now. I want to bring the radicals down a little bit more diplomatically. Apparently we can't declare ourselves to be neutral in this, as we're already backing Scandinavia. The Bremen bourgeois revolt, huh? That's interesting. We're probably not going to actually do anything in this war, but it looks like we're going to be part of it. So that's okay. There is decent support for protected speech. The evangelicals and Junkers wouldn't like this, but they're both quite weak. With the intelligentsia and trade unions supporting it, and the petite bourgeoisie and the armed forces only mildly opposing it, that seems okay, actually. That said, unlocks guaranteed liberties and internal security. What would that actually get us? So, in internal security? Oh, is that a law? Hang on. Internal security. Guaranteed liberties. That's already unlocked. Plus 15% loyalists from standard of living increases. Honestly? We might want to do that. We might want to do that. There's not a lot of people opposing it. Well, there's a decent chunk opposing it. There's a decent chunk in support. But most people just don't care. This will radicalize the petite bourgeoisie and the armed forces, though. So maybe now is not the time to do that. It's some interesting options, for sure. So our GDP is on the way back up. How's the rest of the world's GDP looking? Austria is now in the number 2 position. They're a ways behind us. Okay. Good. So our GDP is still substantially weaker than it has been in the past. Wait, what's this revolution? Enact wealth voting. And it's gone. Okay. I don't know what was up with that. I wouldn't mind moving over to, like, universal suffrage. 20% legitimate, or 20 legitimacy from government clout and 100 legitimacy from votes sounds really good. The Junkers would be radicalized. I don't think we care about the Junkers. They're only 3.8% clout. Let's go. Beautiful. So we're going to put in universal suffrage. By the way, we are still an autocracy. It's slightly awkward, to be sure. But that should cause our radicals to substantially start to decline, I would think. At least in some categories. The Junkers are going to be very upset. But, I mean, they're the landowner class. They're going to be very, very opposed to this. But we also don't really care. They're 3.2% clout. It's irrelevant. So Countdown to War is currently occurring here. We are not participating in this war. NCO training has been unlocked. Cool. And let's hop over here, and we have all of these technologies. Let's go into our military tech here, and we can work on, say, military aviation, chemical warfare, flamethrowers. Any of this would be fine. Concrete fortifications are actually about to finish up. That's what we're actually researching. NCO training was an exposure. So let's let that finish. That'll be done very, very soon here. Cool. Concrete fortifications. Done. Next, let's grab military aviation. Cool. And Countdown to War is continuing here. Okay, war with the Bremen bourgeois revolt has broken out. To arms. Well, we're not going to arms. We're chilling. We're hard chilling in this war. Wow, look at our GDP all of a sudden. Okay, our GDP just started skyrocketing. Is it due to our low market access getting fixed? To a large degree, yes. Noted. Okay, that looks great. How are we doing on our investment pool? Slight reduction in it. But we're primarily pulling from our... Actually, we're now entirely pulling from our investment pool for our constructions. Yeah, this looks good. We could consider dropping our consumption taxes at this time. And that would be good for our economy, I think. We've got some unproductive trade routes, and we can definitely get rid of those. There we go. Clippers are expensive, and we have an input goods shortage of dyes and oil. We're not surprised about the oil input goods shortage. We need all the oil we can get our hand on. But the dyes input goods shortage, that does surprise me a little bit. Let's go ahead and go into our constructions here, and we can think about building some synthetics plants. This would be profitable. In theory, anyway. So we can build some in Brandenburg, in Hesse, in Anhalt, in West Prussia, in Silesia, in Schleswig-Holstein, in Baden, in Hanover, in Württemberg, and in Posen. In Posen, it'll be actually negative, but I'm kind of okay with that. Cool. So we're still making a decent amount here, and we can think about... I really don't want to run any sort of, like, violent suppression. We could think about it in some of these locations that are still running a lot of turmoil, and it would probably end up being worthwhile in terms of income. But I don't want to have the mortality increase impacting our pop growth. So instead... I would like to do... We could do some road maintenance. Like, everywhere. It's a theoretical option. Or a greener grass campaign. So that would be in, like, Posen, in Elbe, in Bavaria to a lesser extent. Probably not Bavaria. Where do we have low market access right now? Elbe, Silesia, Pomerania, Baden, which will be over here, and Posen, which we already got. Okay, so we'll put that into those locations, with the point being that we are looking to bring more people in to fill up our railways. Although this one is currently full, but that may not be the case for too much longer. Cool. So we'll work our way through this and build ourselves... Two Sicilies abandoned Austria. Hilarious. As did Parma. We're going to continue to work on getting... Oh, this is inactive. Sure. And these are unproductive. Okay. We're working on getting our dye input goods shortage under control. That is our current goal. But we're currently running a small deficit here. That's because we ran out of investment pool with all of these synthetics plants queued up. I'm not too concerned about it. We're no longer running a deficit already. So it seems fine. Our radicals are downward shifting dramatically. A bureaucratic shortfall. I beg to differ? We've got a surplus. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to have some issues once we hit max here, potentially. But we can always generate more bureaucracy via constructing government administrations. Each one of these will generate 100 bureaucracy. So that's a potential option going forward. We're not currently negative in our bureaucracy. So I don't think this is actually an issue. But it might become one once we get up to level 4 in these institutions in 5 weeks or 12 weeks. So we'll keep an eye on that. Currently, it's not an issue, but it may become one later. Our GDP is beginning to come up quite dramatically now, which is great to see. And we really want our pop growth to accelerate. That will happen once we get our healthcare up. Which is something we probably should have done earlier, but I didn't actually realize the institutions existed in the form that they do. Now I know, but this is a learning campaign, so it'll all be good. We can apply these lessons to future campaigns. The roots of democracy. In a show of public support for the new universal suffrage reform, citizens in West Prussia have offered to volunteer organizing upcoming elections. A democracy that only functions by the grace of bureaucrats and government functionaries can never reflect the civic duty it calls upon its citizens to perform. We must all contribute, not just our votes, but the work and materials that allows those votes to have an effect. So we can send them out across the country, minus 20% enactment time, plus 15% enactment chance. That seems pretty good, actually. Minus 10% enactment time, or plus 25 universal pop political strength. Send them out across the country. I want that chance. So we're now up over a 1/3 chance. Cool. That was our checkpoint there, so it's going to take a while for that to continue to enact. Cool. So we're currently negative in our cash right now, but now we're positive again. Hilarious. Our subsidies are kind of declining, which surprises me right now. Our subsidies are really not doing too badly. So that's cool. We're going to finish up a bunch of these railways, and that's a very big deal. Because our market access is definitely improving. We do have this unproductive trade route, which we can get rid of. So we're running a dye and oil input shortage still. And our biggest issue is our market access in Posen. Our railway is chilling at 23% employment, and that's the primary issue. With Pomerania, that's the other primary location that we're having difficulties with in terms of our market access. We've got our ports, and we've also got our railways. Both of them are working their way up in terms of employees. Law enforcement institution has increased. Fantastic. Workplace safety has increased. Also great. That brings us up to 1.52% annual projected pop growth. I was hoping that would be a little bit higher. Our number of unemployed is absolutely plummeting here. That's a lot of dependents. That is a whole lot of dependents. Noted. At any rate, we're going to be finishing up with these synthetic plants in about 5 weeks here. And we should be finishing up our health system investment right now. And we can see we're positive in our bureaucracy still, so that's good. We're doing fine there. We can't make our way down Social Security just yet. We can't make our way down education either. We're maxed out in our institutions for the moment. So we'll continue to take forward here. Sardinia Piedmont wants a trade agreement. Sure. The Old Authority. The universal suffrage reform threatens the power held by many leading figures in North German Federation, some of whom are using the political connections they have to obstruct its passing. Between you and me, there are far too many high-minded idealists involved in this. They find something noble in giving up their own influence, spreading it to the masses like alms to the poor. Perhaps they think it'll save their souls or their legacies. I'm more practically inclined. I'm concerned with the immediate future of myself and my friends. I can count you among those, can't I? Well, fresh start, huh? Or perhaps we can collaborate with them. So this basically completely cuts off the thing that we got previously. Unfortunate, but sure. Just completely cuts that off. We are back to where we were originally. That's fine. Our number of loyalists is going up a bit. Our radicals are going down. How are we doing in terms of legitimacy right now? Okay, hypothetically, if we were to add in trade unions, that would kill our legitimacy. Rural folk would kill our legitimacy as well. I think that's going to be the case with any of this. Yeah, absolutely. So there's not really anything that we can do on that front. Cool. We've broken 800 million in our GDP again. That's great. And the real question right now is, what can we do about that market access in Pomerania, or rather in Posen? Posen is a primary issue right now. So looking at this, their standard of living is super low. Their turmoil is going up, which makes sense. Their standard of living is very, very low. What we really need here is people. I wish that there was a way that we could prioritize where workers are hired. That would be a really convenient thing to have. Unfortunately, we can't do that. There's just not enough people employed in this railway. So that is very, very sad. Very sad indeed. So obviously we're not participating in this war. We're just chilling. And it seems absolutely okay. Market access in Silesia has dropped. Just checking in here real quick. Okay, the railway is maxed out here. So really there should be another railway queued up here. And I'm a little surprised that there isn't. We'll go ahead and queue that. But I'm surprised that it didn't auto-queue there. I would have expected it would have. Perhaps our queue was just too long. 29 weeks, that's probably the case. That's probably what was going on there. But we are definitely on the path to recovery here. We're not quite there yet, but we are soaring back. And that's absolutely great. It is about time to put a cut in here, though. Police brutality. We changed the investment level of law enforcement. Lower strata pops in Mecklenburg. We'll take it. That's a small amount of radicals. It should be fine. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, MLohan80, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisil, Kadra, Rogue Corvid, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.